welcome back to what we do in the wintertime to my 4th grade farmers. The winter is spent feeding and keeping the pen nice and clean and having a nice place for the cattle to stay while they're at our farm. The majority of our winter is spent scraping pens, hauling manure, and feeding. So what you will see today is just that thing. We were getting some new cattle in, so we had one pen that we had cleaned out and we had put new bedding down, and the bedding was the cornstalk bedding that we had baled earlier in the fall. And new bedding down for the cattle is like getting new sheets on your bed. Then what you'll see through the rest of the video is spreading manure. Every time that the temperature is above 10 or 20 degrees, we're scraping pens. Once the manure is all scraped up out of the pen, then we load it into a manure spreader. We've got 2 different types of manure spreader. One is on a truck and one is pulled by a tractor. What you'll see today is the spreader that's mounted on the truck, and the reason that we put it on a truck is so that we can get those nutrients for the corn crop a little bit farther away from home in a faster manner so that we can get back to the yard and haul out the rest of the manure. On our farm we have 12 pens of cattle, so when we're done with one, we've got another one to go to, so the truck helps speed things up a little bit. The one day that we were hauling manure, I believe we hauled 25 loads of manure. What it amounts to is about 1 load per 1.5 acres of manure. And so over the course of the winter, we will have hundreds of loads of manure that get spread on the acres that we have that we grow our corn on. The truck spreader, it has vertical beaters on it, which means they run up and down instead of side to side like this. And the reason that we do that is because we try and not over apply the nutrient or the manure, which is the nutrients, to the land. We only try and put on what the corn crop or the soybean crop or whatever crop is growing there will use in its growing season. And by using the vertical beaters, it spreads it in a wider pattern, which makes for a thinner spread on the ground. Farming has changed significantly in the past few years because every bucket of manure that we scrape up from the feedlot and haul out and put on the land for the next year's crop, we have to document those loads, and then those loads are reported to the state so that they know how much manure we're putting on our land, that we aren't over applying the nutrients that the crop will use. We use manure for our fertilizer because the ground has a certain amount of nutrients in it, but with the genetics and the technology that is in the corn plant now, we have the ability to produce 200 to 300 bushel corn. But just like you as a student need a good breakfast or dinner, so does the corn crop. It needs to have a good breakfast, lunch, and dinner to grow and be a good corn plant. So with the use of good manure management, which is the same as nutrient management, we're able to produce more corn on less acres with less dollars. Many years ago when my grandpa was farming, manure was kind of treated as waste. Nobody realized what nutrient value that manure had. As technology improved and the research was done to find out that manure really did have a lot of nutrients that the crop could utilize, we started managing our manure more like fertilizer that you would buy from the fertilizer plant or the co-op elevator or something like that. So yes, since we're producing this manure by feeding the cattle, that's just less dollars that we have to spend buying commercial fertilizer, or in other words, fertilizer that's produced with petroleum and other energy sources to make something, whereas what we're doing is the cattle are making our nutrients that we apply that makes our corn grow.